good price and a good valuation to start accumulating. And we know how the industry is growing very aggressively. The pipe industry is really looking good. The way how government is focusing more on the agriculture or the housing sector growth. So I think with respect to these things, as a long-term investors, if Mansingh wants to hold it for 1 or 2 years, so with a target of at least 520, 540, he can invest and hold it from current levels.
Okay, and Kunal, I'd also like to take your view on the counter. What are the charts suggesting? What are the key resistance and support levels that you're seeing on the charts right now? Can you please unmute yourself, Kunal?
Oh, I'm sorry. So yes, so the stock is making higher low formation. Overall, the volume on the buy side is good. Nearby resistance is placed near 470 levels. So the stock, when surpass 470 level, will go upward towards 600 and odd levels. So the momentum is there. The stock can be hold with a stop loss of 370. The momentum can be go forward towards 610 levels.
All right, and now we have another WhatsApp query as well. Shashidhar has written to us from Bengaluru. He holds 1,157 shares of Titagarh Rail Systems at 927 and is seeking a short-term view on this one. Kunal, taking the question to you, he bought them at 927. The stock is currently trading around 936. Lucky him, he's made a profit of about 10,000. But looking at how technically the charts have been and the fact that it has been on a gradual downward swing for a very, very long time, how does this investment look like to you? And do you think Shashidhar will be able to expand his profits in the short term?
Okay, so the stock has given a breakout of double bottom formation that was seen on 16th of May, and a throwback was seen towards the neckline. Again, a momentum is being seen. The stock moving above 980 will see a good momentum coming ahead towards 1,300 odd levels. So the momentum is there in the stock. The buyers are attractive. The volume is there. The RSI is moving in the higher direction. Overall, the ADX is also showing some strength. So overall, the momentum is there. It can be hold with a stop loss of 816 for an upward momentum towards 1,100 levels.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And just a quick reminder for our viewers who are watching us right now, this is your chance. Like I always say, that it's a golden chance for you all to get all your stock related queries answered. Our experts are here to help you with your investments. So please don't wait for anything else. Just the numbers are there on your screens. You just have to call us right away. And with that, we have another WhatsApp query. Sumesh hails from Kerala, and he is asking whether it's the right time to enter Apollo Microsystems at the current levels. So currently it's trading at 193 and was also down in trade today over 2%. He hasn't mentioned the time horizon. So firstly, I'd like to come to you, Prashant, talking about the fundamental aspects of this particular counter. Are you positive on this company for a long-term investment purpose?
Not at the right price because with respect to valuations, the company is trading at a very high premium, more than 100 P, and even price to book valuations are almost near 10. And even if you see the quarterly earnings of Q4, they are not so good to see at. It is a downtrend in EBITDA margins. So I think one should wait and watch for a good level to accumulate this stock as a long-term investment. Obviously, in electromagnetic business model, I think this company is really doing good, and it's a great model to invest as a long-term investor, but not at this price. I would like to wait and watch for a good correction in the price.
All right, so that's a wait and watch on Apollo Microsystems for long term. But talking about the correct levels to enter, Kunal, I'd like to seek your help with on that front, because since 26th of May, the counter saw a sharp uptick there. But currently it's coming down a bit. So what sort of levels that are you suggesting that a fresh investor, a new investor, could actually enter the counter with?
So the stock has given a breakout of range bound momentum, and the target has been achieved. Overall, there are a divergence between price and the momentum front. So the price had made higher high, but the RSI on the other side is making lower highs. So this indicates some divergence. The momentum is lost. Overall, that is why we have seen the correction. Secondly, the minor term trend has changed to negative. Again, the stock below 187 level can slip towards 169 levels. The right point of entry will be near 150 levels. So 150 will be a right entry point where buying can be seen, where nearly if we see 100 EMA is also placed. So around 150, it will be a right entry. At current level, I won't suggest to buy.
All right, okay. And viewers, of course, again, a reminder that this is your chance to get all your stock-related queries answered. So do not forget to call us on the numbers available to you. You can also write to us on WhatsApp, but we do urge you to take the right use of this opportunity and talk to our experts live, and feel free to call. We have Sumesh also, we have Durga's query. She has written to us from Kerala, and she has a corpus of about 1 lakh rupees. And she wants to know whether or not she should go ahead, which sectors she should invest in. So therefore, Prashant, it's an interesting time for Indian markets currently, how they're poised and how they've been resilient to global headwinds. What are those 2 or 3 sectors that would you would recommend Durga to go ahead and invest in?
I think to start with 1 lakh rupees, a good bank or a good NBFC would be a good option for her to start with, because I think we are in the bull phase, and the next bull run would always start from a sector like banking or NBFC sector. So with the amount of 1 lakh rupees, I would like to advise her to go with 2 companies. One would be SBI Bank at the current levels. I think is a great company to be invested for a short term as well as long term. And the second would be again in the NBFC space, the way how RBI has given so much of liquidity from last 3 meetings. So I think the growth in the NBFC sector would be great. So I would like to advise the viewer to invest in Bajaj Finance. So both the stocks are leaders in their own sectors. So that would give a great, going forward, a return of at least 15 to 20% on year.
All right, okay. And Kunal, technically speaking, it's often found that the fundamental theory that gives strength to certain sectors don't really reflect in their technical pictures, and therefore your outlook or your top picks would be very interesting to see. Where do you see that technical strength at the moment, and the attractive prices to buy into?
So the view remains the same. The banking index is really looking good. There is a chances that the banking index might touch 60,000 odd level in the coming days as well. So in banking, SBI still looks good. But from my end, I would be suggesting a giant bank, that will be HDFC Bank. Good breakout has been seen. Its all-time high has been crossed. Good volume buying has been seen. Again, the stock is trading above all its EMAs. That is again a very good sign. Then the DI plus has crossed DI minus, which indicate that the direction is on the positive side, whereas the ADX is trading above DI minus. That is also indicating strength in the momentum. So HDFC Bank will be a good pick. Secondly, if we look at another sector, that will be oil and gas. So oil and gas on the other side is looking really good. We have seen some good momentum in oil and gas. Again, the sector has given a good breakout. In oil and gas, MGL looks really good. It has given a good breakout of its consolidation. So it can be bought with a stop loss of 1,400, where we can see an upward momentum towards 1,676. Again, the stock is trading above all its EMA. The moving averages are trending upward. Thirdly, what we can see is the volume appreciating. That is again a good sign. The RSI is moving in the upward direction. That is also signaling a good momentum strength. And if we talk about the ADX from flatten is turning upward. So overall, the setups looks good. So I will suggest 2 stock, that will be banking HDFC Bank, and in oil and gas, it will be MGL.
Kunal, but then, today we were doing something really interesting, and we were asking all our experts their Nifty target for this year. And even if you could go ahead and give your target for the next 2 years, because Nifty has been now recently gaining a lot of strength. We saw that momentum pick up. But looking at how Indian markets are currently poised and the charts that you study on a daily basis, would you be able to give us a target for the year end?
Yes, why not? So it has been a roller coaster ride in Nifty. January it started on a negative note, nearly approximately 7 to 8% correction was seen, and later on we have seen some buying. So overall a good breakout has been seen. The most important thing was that in this market the FIs were the net buyers on the downward side, and now in the June series itself, prop desk has been the net buyers. So overall the big smart monies are making the market move upward. Again, the smart money putting money at a higher level, that is good sign. So it gives you a good strength. On the upward side, obviously there is a hurdle at its all-time high, but we are expecting the market to go towards 26,600 level in this year.
Okay. Thank you so much for that, Kunal. And just a quick reminder again for our viewers. Viewers, the numbers that you can see on the lower band is the number that which, you have to make your calls. So we are waiting for your calls. Just pick up that phone and get your queries answered. With that, we have another query. So Gopal Singh hails from Haryana and holds 500 shares of Paytm. He bought it at 808 rupees. Currently, he's sitting on a profit of 56,000 is what I can see on the screens. So he hasn't mentioned the time horizon again. So I'd like to take both fundamental and technical view. Firstly, I'd come to you, Prashant, on the fundamental aspect of the company. So is the company still on the track to achieve EBITDA level profitability despite this regulatory overhang?
I think yes, the regulatory overhang will remain under pressure with this kind of new age business model. But you rightly pointed out the company is trying to come out with a positive EBITDA margin. If you see its last 4-quarter margins, I think this quarter was the best quarter in terms of reducing their losses. So that is giving some kind of positivity in the price action again. So if an investor would like to have a long-term view, yes, every dip has to be bought in Paytm to have some kind of new age business model in his portfolio. But time being, the upside can be limited to 1100, 1150, and that can be a very short-term target for 3 to 6 months.
Okay. Thank you so much for that view. And Kunal, coming to you now. So how does this overall chart structure look post the steep fall triggered by RBI regulation there?
So if you look at Paytm, currently I don't find the stock moving with a great speed, but yes, there is a good potential. The stock has made higher high, higher low formation on a daily time frame, and looking at the longer time frame, on a monthly time frame, a steep buying has been seen, a V-shaped recovery and a small correction, a throwback is seen. So we can see the stock moving ahead upward towards 1,000 odd levels, but it will take time, not in a quick succession. The stock can be held with a stop loss of 749.
Okay. All right. And now we have another WhatsApp query with us of Arun from Chennai. He is asking whether this is the right time to enter Aditya Birla Lifestyle. Prashant, taking this question to you, what's your sense on Aditya Birla Lifestyle? Do you think the fundamentals are right and the valuations are attractive enough for one to enter?
See, from long term, I'm very negative on Aditya Birla businesses, all the businesses, even Aditya Birla Capital or Sun Life or even Fashions. So fundamentally, I think the company is not right at the point of time to have a great business model. I think one has to wait and watch for more price corrections. Still, the price is moving faster and faster right now. But overall, I'm very much negative on the Birla Group's companies right now.
Okay.
All right. And let me also take Kunal's view on Aditya lifestyle. Kunal, looking at how the charts currently are poised for Aditya Birla Lifestyle, what do you think is the right level for one to enter? And also, do you see any attractive upside potential for the stock?
Okay, so I don't think so. There is a good chart formation currently because there are only 5 trading days being shown. So if I look at the 1 hour time frame, a breakout above 170, we might see some buying, but the charts are still not being.
I think there's some issue with the line there, but let's take up another query in the meantime. So Raj Kumar hails from Chennai and holds 2,000 shares of GM Breweries at 830 a piece. He's looking for a 3-month view on the counter. And currently it's trading at 730, which is, it has dropped down. And I'll come to Kunal in some time from now because the query is a technical query. But Prashant, I'd like you to, help me with this one. Okay, so Kunal is back. Kunal, if you can, I hope you've heard my query there, but I'll repeat it again. So Raj Kumar holds 2,000 shares of GM Breweries at 830 a piece. He's looking for a short-term outlook on the counter. Currently, it has fallen down to 730. And so it is trading somewhere between its 1-year lows and highs. So what suggestion do you have for Raj Kumar there? What are the charts suggesting?
Okay, so the stock is currently trading in a range, so there is not a good momentum coming ahead till the time the stock is not breaking above 860 all levels. So at current level, I would suggest to shift the money to other stocks like banking sector, but at breweries, I am not positive overall. So the trend currently is not on the side of positiveness, and overall, stucking your money at this level won't be the right thing because the market is really giving you a good return. So the suggestion will be to take an exit.
Okay, so an exit from GM Breweries is what Kunal is suggesting for short term. But having said that, Prashant, do you also hold the same view? You know, keeping in mind that Rajkumar is sitting on a significant loss of over 2 lakh rupees there.
I think yes, exit is a great option. I think with respect to the current new regulatory implication on the sector, Maharashtra has raised taxes on these kind of liquor. So I think there will be some kind of pressure in the volumes as well as some kind of pressure in the margins as well. So better to exit at this point of time and then look for a good levels to again re-enter.
All right, and now we have our first caller joining us from Guntur. Ramachandra is on the phone line. Hi Ramachandra, good evening.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening. Which stock do you hold, Ramachandra? How can we help you?
Narayana Electricals.
Okay.
I am holding 13,000 shares at the rate of 215 rupees.
Okay. All right.
I am short-term investor, nearly 6 months.
Okay, and Ramachandra, when did you buy these 13,000 shares?
In a couple of 2 days back.
2 days back. And did somebody suggest you to buy them?
This is a different stock.
Yes, this is a defense stock. I'm asking, did your friend ask you to buy these? Did anybody? Okay, it's your own study. Okay, all right.
Can I add more? At current price or below after correction?
Sure. Let's find that out. Kunal, our viewer Ramchandra from Guntur holds 13,000 shares of Marine Electricals bought at 215, and he purchased these stocks just 2 days ago. He's asking whether he can add more shares depending on what you say. And please go ahead and describe how the chart structure of Marine Electricals looks like.
So marine electrical, if we talk about the whole defense sector, so somewhat the correction will be seen. So overall, we are expecting some correction. The stock structure is also showing that lower low formation has been seen. So that is another thing which is showing a negativeness. The stock need to surpass 250 level, then an upward momentum will be seen. If the stock breaks below 130 levels, it might go up to 125 levels. So I would suggest to take an exit from this stock and wait for a good momentum. If a breakout about 260 is there, again a buying can be done where a momentum around 350 can be seen.
All right. And Prashant, I'd also like to take your sense on how the defense sector is currently playing out. Do you think the kind of rally that defense sector saw a couple of days ago for a few weeks was sustainable, or defense as a sector is very episodic in nature and triggered by certain events, and therefore whatever you may suggest, what fundamentals support the defense sector currently, and do you think people should go ahead and buy fresh positions?
I think yes, I am very much positive on the defense sector as a long-term investor. Yes, a few events always create some kind of fueling momentum in the stocks like HAL, BDL, and other stocks. But recently there was some news saying that NATO has increased their spending on defense. So I think there will be a lot of export opportunities to Indian defense manufacturers. So BDL, BEL, HAL, and I think these three stocks looks very good for me. But everything should not be bought at right price. There should be some kind of rainy days, like profit booking days. Then a long-term investors can try to hunt such kind of stocks on a down levels, but not immediately at this point of time.
Okay, Prashant, thank you so much for that. And let's go across to another caller joining us from Bengaluru now. Hi, Mr. Murli. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, how can I help you today? Thank you so much, Mr. Murli.
Congratulations for the excellent coverage you do.
Thank
very
you so
detailed.
much.
You get into each query very detailed with the technical and financial. Thank you very much. It is really useful to us.
Most welcome, and I'm really, thankful to you for these compliments there. You know, these compliments actually boost our morale and, you know, give us more, you know, inspiration to actually work more harder and give you what all our, you know, our viewers are wanting. And with that, Mr. Murli, please go ahead with your query.
Yeah, keep it up. Don't change it. That's what my request.
Yes, absolutely. We will not change it, but we'll just become more better.
I bought 200 shares of Ethos Limited.
Okay.
A company in the watch industry, which is parent company also KD Kamala Dials earlier, KDDL.
Yes.
I saw its balance sheet last 5 years.
Yeah.
Excellent. From 5 crores profit, it has gone to 100 crores now.
Yeah.
Foreign institutions are holding around 41%. Promoters are holding about 51%. It has reached a peak of around 3,500 rupees. Now it is available at a cheaper rate. One of the leading brokerages only cover it. But whatever they said, it happened already. I have seen that. Whatever coverage they make it over a period of time, of course not in the short term.
Yeah.
And based on the performance and financials, and the market is now on the upswing, I bought 200 shares at the rate of 2,593.
Understood.
Willing to wait for a longer term. I want a fundamental view.
Okay, okay.
And though it's a high PE company, but it is the way it is.
Yes,
companies which are like, you know, consumable, like, you know, it is always like that.
Yes, Mr.
So
Murli.
yeah, I want your sincere advice. What shall I do with this?
Absolutely.
Is there a better option available? I don't want to get into Titan, which has already reached their peak.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, understood. And, you know, Mr. Murli, it's always, you know, it fills us with great joy when our viewers are so well read and, you know, you have done your research so nicely. You know, whenever you give us a call, it's always a pleasure, you know, when you give us those detailed information there, because you've done your homework pretty well before investing. So it's really nice, Mr. Murli. And Prashant, I'd like to come to you on this one now. So, you know, Ethos is the counter in which Mr. Murli has invested in. He's looking for a fundamental outlook, a holistic view on the counter. So if you could just help Mr. Murli there.
I think Murali has done a lot of research as good as we do in the markets. Obviously, he has also pointed out with respect to PE, which is trading at almost 60 to 70. He's rightly saying that such kind of growth will come with high PE, and obviously I agree with that. With a market share of 13% in the luxury watch sales, I think the company is really well placed for the future growth. But obviously, short term, there will be such kind of volatilities. If he wishes to add more on dips, that could be my advice for him to add more whenever the stock comes down to at least 2,400 and 2,200 by any reason, because of market sell-off or any bad earnings shows from the Ethos. So buying on dip would be advice from my side, and hold it for long term.
And now we have another caller, Shravan, joining us from Andhra Pradesh. Hi, Shravan. Good evening. Shravan, are you there?
Good evening to everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Good evening, madam. Good evening to all. So yesterday I have purchased Birlasoft for 1,200 shares.
Okay.
With a price of 442.
Okay.
But so I have observed that daily candle, the MACD signal is crossed over, as well as RSI is around 50 plus.
Okay.
So because of that reason, I have purchased, but today it came down. So I need to understand that it's for the short term only. Okay. So I want to understand that whether do I need to hold it or do I need to exit, where to keep the stop loss, the information. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Understood. Kunal, our viewer Shravan from Andhra Pradesh bought shares of Birlasoft, and he holds 1,200 shares of this company at 442 rupees a piece. The stock is trading around 432. And he looked at a couple of technical indicators to support this investment. However, the stock went ahead and dipped in trade today, and it was down about 2.26%. What's your outlook on the stock for the short term? And do you think RSI, the relative strength index, being about 50 is a green signal for a stock such as this?
Okay, so the major concern was around 440 levels. So the stock has broken about 440 levels. So there is a momentum there. Overall, the RSI, the stock is trading above its all moving average. And talking about RSI, yes, it is making higher high, higher low. And on the other side, it is trading about 50. The momentum has just started, and the ADX has also turned upward. So that is that. So this indicate there is a strength in the momentum. Yes, 2 to 3 days profit booking can be seen, but the stock can move upward towards 490 levels. The stop loss for the stock will be same of 400 levels. Beyond 400, it might slip towards 380 levels as well. So 400 will be a great stop loss for an upward momentum to a 480 levels.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Kunal. And we are joined by Ashok on the phone line from Bengaluru now. Hi, Ashok. Good evening.
Good evening, madam. How are things? You're all doing a good work. Congrats to you, all of you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ashok. Yes, please go ahead with your query now.
I'm stuck with 4 shares of Concord Bio.
Okay.
Bought at 2114.
Yeah.
Now it is languishing at 1823.
Yeah.
And hasn't moved at all. So should we exit, and at what level?
Okay, I really like the way you put that. I'm stuck with 4 shares of Concord Bio. So Prashant, talking about the fundamental aspects of this company, and since the stock is languishing, is what, Mr. Ashok pointed out clearly. So what's your sense on the counter, and what should Mr. Ashok be doing with this investment of his?
I think hold the stock for a very short period of time. The stock may see some kind of good buying on the back of Q1 earnings, which are expected to have better than Q4 earnings. So there he can get at least a good jump for at least near to 2000 levels. So that can be a great level to exit if you would like to exit on a shorter basis of time. But fundamentally on a long-term basis, I'm very much positive. There is a good improvement in the EBITDA margins. The ratios are improving in terms of ROCs and ROEs. Despite price valuation, P valuation is at 50. I think the growth prospect is very strong. So my advice would be hold for at least for short term from the current levels.
Okay, so that's a hold on Concord Bio. And with that, viewers will have to slip into a short break. But please keep sending in your queries on WhatsApp and call in. We'll be right back for Ask Profit. Stay tuned to NDTV Profit.
Imports become the exception rather than the norm, and increasingly we do almost last year, for example, of the contracts that we signed of record 2,09,000 crores, 81% was awarded to the domestic industry. Our intent is to manufacture in India, preferably with design also in India.
I am so elated to be on the same screen as the Defense Secretary, and I get a chance to talk about what he said.
In certain areas, like for example, artillery guns and armored vehicles, or in some categories of missiles like the BrahMos and the Akash, we've come of age.
What Defense Secretary Sir said is 100% true, and today private industry can really increase their involvement in R&D.
I am very proud to say that we make, in our categories that we have been supplying to our defense forces, some of the best platforms in the world.
The markets move fast.
And so should your portfolio. Expert insights, real-time stock picks.
Do I buy Ola?
Should I hold ICICI for the long term? Buy, sell or hold?
The answers you need, straight from the experts.
Callers from India and across the world. Connect live, ask, decide and invest wisely.
Your portfolio, your future. Ask Profit.
Do you really know the company you invest in?
Hello and welcome back, viewers. You're watching Ask Profit only on NDTV Profit, a show that gets all your stock-related queries answered. And if you want to reach out to us with your stock-related questions, so just note down these numbers that are available to you on your screens at the moment. Keep these numbers handy so that you can talk to us live. Today we have extremely talented and skillful experts. We have Prashant Dabse joining in on the fundamentals and Kunal Kamble on the technicals. So this is your best opportunity to get all your stock related doubts and questions cleared. We have Atul now waiting for us on the phone line from Bengaluru. So let's talk to him. Hi Atul, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
And,
yes.
And thank you very much. You guys are taking care for all the retail investors. My query is for Electra. I am holding 85 shares of Electra.
Okay.
At a price of 1,500.
Okay.
And presently I have a loss of 22%. But I wanted to know long-term view on this.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And Atul, firstly, thank you so much for the compliment. It makes our day. And we're really grateful that we're getting a string of compliments today. So thank you once again. And coming to your query, Atul, when exactly did you purchase these 85 shares at 1,500?
It was around, I have bought it twice. Once I sold it with a good profit.
Okay.
Which I bought it around 500.
Okay.
And this was, I bought in tranches, but within a year last.
Okay. All right. Cool. So, Prashant, Atul from Bengaluru currently now holds 85 shares of Electra Green Tech at 1,500 rupees a piece. And of course, the stock has dipped down dramatically. It's now trading around 1,164. And therefore, Atul, as a consequence of this, is sitting on a loss of about 28,000. Electra Green Tech recently, a month ago, lost a significant contract from Maharashtra. It was a contract worth 10,000 crore rupees, and after that the stock did see some pressure. But the point here is that it is continuing to see that kind of downgrade. What's your outlook on Electra Green Tech, fundamentally speaking, and do you think a recovery is around the horizon?
I think yes, we have to wait and watch for the Q1 earnings, how this Q1 of this financial earnings have been done. But you rightly pointed out with respect to the order cancellation from the Maharashtra government, that has being a biggest day fall for Electra. With respect to industry, very much positive on a long-term basis, but short-term you will see a lot of hurdles with respect to high competition, with respect to the deliveries of what the bus orders are. Once the government cancels order, again re-getting the order from the same government will be very much difficult. And pan-India, Maharashtra is the highest biggest EV spender in terms of percentage to its EV expansion. So, but overall, I think the valuations are still expensive. We have to wait and watch for Q1 earnings, how it will be delivered. For me, again, there will be a good opportunity for him to add more and average once the Q1 earnings comes out. So wait and watch for me, and wait for Q1 earnings and then buy more.
Okay, thank you so much for that view, Prashant. With that, we are joined by Krishna on the phone line from Odisha. Hi, Krishna. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
How can I help you today on the show, Krishna?
I have Tech Mahindra 40 shares at the rate of 1595.
Yeah.
Yesterday, a brokerage house, Citi, has downgraded the stock.
Yeah.
So, does it look good for the coming 6 months, or should I exit from it now?
Okay, understood. And how long are you planning to hold this counter, Mr. Krishna?
Medium term, 6 months.
Okay. So, Kunal, currently it's trading at 1,674. And since the brokerage note has come on the counter, but if I look at the chart, so the stock is moving pretty swiftly. But what is the overall chart setup for Tech Mahindra, and any sort of clear trend that you can gauge?
So Tech Mahindra has seen the rejection from its resistance level. So these are the levels from where previously on Feb as well the stock has corrected towards downward levels of nearly 1,290. So that is why we have seen some pressure on the technical front. That is one of the reasons where the pressure has been seen. Then again, one thing is need to be observed that in today's session, the volume on the selling side was at a very good way. So, and the RSI on the other hand is again making a double top. So this all is indicating some or not retracement in the stock. The stock can retrace towards 1,580 odd levels. From then again some buying can be seen, but 1,580 if broken down, then 1,530 levels can be seen. So overall the structure is positive, but in the minor terms some profit booking can be seen in Tech Mahindra.
Okay. All right. Okay. And very quickly, in fact, Prashant, I'd like to take your view on the IT sector as well as Tech Mahindra as well, because while valuations now seem to have corrected a bit, but the kind of improvement that was forecasted for many of these tech counters seem to have already priced in their stock at the moment. And therefore, I think if you average out the return that it might be able to give you in the next 2 years, sort of neutralizes for anybody who's entering at this given point of time. That's what my reading is currently, and therefore a lot of brokerages have been cutting or reducing their target prices or revising their outlook on so many of these frontline tech companies. Would you suggest investors to take fresh positions in stocks like Tech Mahindra, regardless of whether it is a 6-month view or a 2-year outlook?
I think with respect to short term, there may be some kind of pressure in the sector due to the passengers update in the US market. But you rightly pointed out everything is priced in at this point of time with limited downside from the current levels. I think even Tech Mahindra as well as Wipro as well as HCL Tech, all these three companies looks very good for me from the shorter period of time as well as in the long period of time. For Tech Mahindra again, yes, obviously I agree with Kunal. There can be some kind of pressure on this stock for a shorter period of time. But overall, my target would be anywhere between with the new all-time high, which is around 1,800 for a 12-month view from the current levels.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And now we have another caller, Krishna, joining us from Hyderabad. Hi, Krishna. Good evening.
Yeah, hi. Good evening.
Good evening.
My question is on ICICI Prudential.
Okay.
So I'm having these shares now. Don't laugh at me. For the last 9 years.
Okay.
I got it at 325. And now the price is at 647, 648. And
okay.
It's hovering around that. And now it's almost 10 years I'm holding this. Just wanted to check because I'm not seeing too much of a growth in this.
Yeah.
So is it that I need to move out of this or move to a different company, any other organization or any other stock that can be suggested to me?
Yeah, definitely. And Krishna, I'm sorry, but my jaw did drop when you said you bought them 9 years ago. And surprisingly, in the span of these 9 long years, you've not been able to make the expected amount of profit that one would at least forecast or hope for in a decade. Prashant, an extremely interesting and inquisitive query. Krishna from Hyderabad holds 200 shares of ICICI Prudential at 327 and the stock is trading around 648. Don't you think that's a meager amount of profit that Krishna has made in a span of 10 years of his horizon? And would you suggest Krishna to exit the counter?
I think yes, with a 10-year period of time, you should have at least done double the profits from the current levels, from the current levels he has bought it. Despite the sector being very much interesting or sunshine industry, the companies are not doing well. If you see even HDFC Life, they had recently done the all-time high in the last 2-3 days session. But for me, long-term investors has to still wait. I think the major momentum in the whole sector has yet to come. Next 2 years, I think that would be a great time for a life insurance companies where a youngster is going to transfer towards the insurance play. So I think for next 2 years, my advice would be hold. I think the waiting period of last 10 years was very much big, large, and too much long. Next 2 years, I think the stock can do really better. I think my target would be anywhere between 800 plus from the current levels.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Now let's go across to a caller joining us from Noida now. Hi, Amol. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yes, how can I help you today on the show?
Actually, I have 100 shares of Indian Hotel.
Yeah.
And I bought it at 766.
Okay.
So I observed that stock is facing resistance at around 790 level. So I just want to know what is the level to add and what will be the short-term target?
Okay,
820 or somewhere I'm expecting at least in a few weeks.
Understood, understood. So Kunal, without wasting much time, I directly come to you. Currently, it's trading. It's hovering around the similar levels, and the charts are a bit, topsy turvy there. But what are the key resistance and support levels that you're seeing, and what sort of levels are you seeing it crossing the 800 mark?
So currently it is trading completely into a range-bound momentum. So there is no interest in the overall Indian hotel stock. So the stock need to trade above 800. Yes, he was right about that. The stock is hovering around 790. At 790, some pressure is being seen, and on the downside, 720 will be the support level. Overall, some more not correction will be coming in 1 or 2 days. Toward the stock might go down towards 740 levels, but below 720, it will be a red signal. The stock can go down below 696. Again, the volume on the selling side is higher compared to the buying side. So the buyer's interest is yet not seen in the stock. And talking about the RSI as well, the RSI is muting downside. So this is again a negative sign. So overall, I would suggest that it will be a right time to take an exit instead of waiting into the stock.
All right, thank you so much for that. And now we have Senthil. He's calling us from Saudi Arabia. Hi, Senthil. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. How can we help you?
Yeah, just I would like to know about the Yes Bank status actually. I bought the share at 24.15 with the quantity 3,000 numbers. Since 1.5 years I'm holding, but there is no growth at all. So what's the future? Either I can hold it, but actually I have a long-term plan, but I need to see the growth actually, how I can.
Okay, all right, all right. Okay. Prashant, Senthil from Saudi Arabia holds 3,000 shares of Yes Bank, bought at 24. And he purchased these shares 4 years ago, and he is still sitting on a loss of about 11,000 rupees. Yes Bank did undergo a very important and prominent management change recently, with a Japanese bank coming and holding stake in the company as well. How do you think the future of Yes Bank is now poised, and do you think Senthil will be able to make profits if he continues to hold his shares?
Yes, I think my advice would be to Senthil to hold this bank for at least next 2 years. You rightly pointed out with respect to the new management, SMBC is now taking larger control in the stake. It will take some time to management to address the problems in the company and then take it forward to the new growth action. So for me, IS Bank looks good at this point of time in terms of valuation. I think it decently valued at 21 rupees. So now he has already waited for almost 4 years with patience. So I think I would like to advise him for next 2 years. Please wait for that. You will make good profits out of that. I think Japan is coming into India. Very serious money is coming into S Bank, and I think there will be a lot of corporate changes and management changes in S Bank, and that will bring a lot of growth going forward. So I think considering the new management approach, my advice would be hold for next 2 years.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Now let's go across to another WhatsApp query. So Riddhi hails from Pune and holds 100 shares of Narayana Hrudayalaya at 1,833 rupees. She hasn't mentioned the time horizon as to she's looking for a long-term view or a short-term view. She's made some good profits there of around 44,000. So firstly, Prashant, I'd come to you. Talking about today itself, the stock rallied over 9%, currently trading at 2263. So are you positive on this counter? Is it an attractive bet for a long-term investment?
Yes, we as Mehta Equities are very much bullish on the healthcare services. Narayana Hrudayalaya as well as Apollo Hospitals, we are having very good coverage on that. With respect to today's rallies, obviously, yes, on the valuation basis, there was a very good job opportunity, and a lot of funds are trying to hunt this stock for long-term growth. So my advice to the viewer would be like hold for at least another 1 year from the current levels. The stock may deliver you with a good return of at least 2,600 to 2,700 from the current levels. Overall, the business model is very strong, and I think healthcare sector is a very much risk-free sector from the current levels.
Okay, and I'd also like to take the technical view on the counter. So Kunal, what are you seeing on the charts, and what are the key resistance and support levels that you can see?
So the momentum is seen. There is a good breakout seen as well. The stock is trading above all its major EM. That is a very good sign. Then there is a good volume seen as well on the buying end. I would just suggest to book some profit because the stock has entered into its overbought zone and especially on its monthly time frame. So that is a signal of such booking some profit. That will be great. Booking some profit and hold a stock with a stop loss of 1,600. There is a good potential coming ahead towards 2,800 levels, but there is some profit. We might see some profit booking coming in 3 to 4 days in the stock.
Okay, all right. And now we have Gunjan's query. She's written to us from Mumbai and is asking, very interesting, whether she should go ahead and invest in Exide or Amara Raja. So both in the battery industry. Prashant, what's your take? Do you think battery industries, the battery industry as a whole is attractive enough at the current juncture?
Yes, again, with respect to the auto sales, with respect to the battery management system, I think Exide as well as Amara Raja batteries both looks good for me. But if you want to pick one, I think Exide would be a better option for me in terms of valuation, in terms of growth as well. So with respect to the new development, new capacity which is coming into Exide in next 6 months, I think that will give a lot of good volume growth for this for a shorter period of time as well as on the long-term basis. So picking one, I think again Exide would be my pick on the current levels based on valuations.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much for that. Now we are joined by a caller from on the phone line from Bengaluru. Hi, Shiv Kumar. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Yes. How can I help you today on the show?
Last week I just bought around 10 shares of Coforge Limited.
Okay.
At the price of 1830.
Yeah.
I want to know the long-term fundamental characters of the stock. Is it beneficial to hold?
Yeah. All right. So, Prashant, directly coming to you, Coforge as a counter, how do you view this holistically when it comes to its valuations, order book? How is it a good investment bet for long term?
Yes, on a long-term basis, I am very much positive on the IT sector. There may be some kind of short-term hurdles or pressures in the IT space, and that may be even seen in the Coforge as a stock. But again, the stock is looking really good in terms of ratios, in terms of valuation. So I think my advice is for him to be a hold and buy more on dips.
Okay, all right. And now we have Sumit calling us from Doha. Hi, Sumit. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for taking my call.
Most welcome, Sumit. Please go ahead with your question.
Can I buy MCX at this rate? MCX.
Okay. Of course, you can buy whatever you want, but the question is, should you? And that's what Prashant is going to answer. Prashant, multi-commodity exchange has been in focus recently and it's trading around 8,856 odd levels. Do you think this is the right time to enter because it's now really recovering on the charts? It has been on an upward trend since March of 2025. So what's your take and what would you suggest Sumit to do?
I think with respect to the recent rally, the stock has really delivered very well. 6,000 was the price in the starting of June or May end. Now it is trading around almost 8,800. With respect to the volatility in the market, the way how exchanges have been valued, BSE was in action, MCX is in action, even NSE is looking to get listed very soon. So based on valuation, I think the peak is already done, almost trading at 80 P. With respect to the ratios and all, I think this P is justified right now. But there may be some kind of profit booking attempt can be seen due to the recent rally. So that can be a great time to accumulate this stock because it's a 99% market leader in the commodity exchange. So going forward, again, it can be a proxy play to someone to bet on the commodity markets in India. So my advice would be hold, but again, wait for a good level to buy more.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Prashant, for that. Now, we have a WhatsApp query. So Vishwas from Bengaluru holds 200 shares of Adani Power at 530 a piece. He's looking for a short-term view on this. So currently it's trading at 584 and was also up in trade today 1%, and he's significantly, he has made some profits there. So Kunal, coming straight to you, the charts are also showing a positive momentum. What's your sense on the counter, and should Vishwas be should he stay put with this investment for another 3 months?
Yes, the stock can be hold. So the overall trend is looking good. A formation of ascending triangle has been seen. Again, a breakout above 610 would be a very good buying opportunity for others as well. At current level, obviously the stock is seeing some pressure, but at anyhow the stock is well placed to move around say 690 odd levels in coming days. The volume is good. The RSI is moving in the northern direction. The DI plus has given a good crossover above DI minus, that is again showing a good bullish trend. Again, the ADX is moving higher. So the overall setup is good. The stock will see some good buying coming above 600 levels, but at current level, the stock can be held with a stop loss of 520.
Okay, all right. And just a disclaimer, viewers, NDTV is a subsidiary of AMG Media Network, which is an Adani Group company. Now, let's talk to our very next caller, calling us from Hyderabad. Hi, Anand. Good evening.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening, Anand.
I am holding 500 shares of Bank of India, madam.
Okay.
And I purchased in March 2025.
Okay. Okay.
I have 1 year, 1 to 1.5 year origin, madam. It is now around 117, madam.
Yes.
Can I hold or sell, madam?
Okay.
Or buy or add?
Okay. All right. All right. Prashant, Anand from Hyderabad holds 500 shares of Bank of India bought at 95 rupees a piece. The stock has climbed to 117 and therefore Anand has made a decent profit of 10,000 in a span of just a couple of months because he bought these 500 shares in the month of March of 2025. What's your outlook on Bank of India? Because I know you're bullish on the banking and the financial services space, but how does BOI independently look like to you?
Independently, yes, I think valuation-wise, very comfortable to have a hold position at current levels. The stock is trading at a less than one price-to-book valuation, which is at 0.6. So, with respect to this, again, very much comfortable to hold the stock for a shorter period of time as well as a long period of time. With respect to again PSU banks, banking space, very bullish. I think the way how RBI has given liquidity, next 1 quarter or 2 quarters, there will be good NIM margin improvement. There will be good credit growth as well. So, overall, hold for short term as well as long term.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Now we are joined by Sanjay on the phone line from Thane. Hi, Sanjay. Good evening.
Evening.
How can I help you today?
I just today bought some shares of Dixon Technology, about 10 shares.
Yeah.
I wanted to accumulate it till about 100 shares. Just seeking advice with a 2 years perspective. Should I go ahead with that?
All right. So I'd like to come to Kunal later. But firstly, Prashant, talking about since he is looking for a 2-year horizon, Dixon Tech, although being a strong candidate here, but if I look at the valuations, Prashant, it's a bit stretched there. So firstly, do you advise somebody who has invested in this counter but wants to accumulate more to actually buy at these levels? Because the valuation for any investor, valuation is key, and it's a bit stretched if I look at the other peers as well. So what's your suggestion there?
Yes, you rightly pointed out with respect to valuations trading at a 3-digit 100 plus PE and price to book valuation of almost 30 times. See, one should understand this growth in the industry, the EMS segment. The growth is very much strong. The way how outsourcing model is going forward to come back from China to India, I think that is being triggered a lot of things in the Dixon business model. Recently, the stock was under pressure due to one of his biggest clients getting out of his client base to other companies. So I think that was the one reason why stock has underperformed in recent times. But again, I would like to advise the viewer to add more, not at this price, but again, you will see a lot of rainy days due to some kind of pressured earnings or some kind of news which happened last few days back. So only on those days, I think it can be a good opportunity for him to buy Dixon as a long-term investor. For me, again, management is very strong, product portfolio is very strong, business model is very strong. I think 2-year view is a great opportunity for him to hold.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Prashant. And now we have another WhatsApp query. Kumaraswamy has written to us from Tamil Nadu asking whether this is the right time to enter Kaynes Technology. Kunal, what's your sense on Kaynes Tech, and do you think these are the right levels to enter? Kunal, are you there?
Yes. So I would suggest to enter above 6068 levels. So overall, the stock is from past 3 to 4 days, the stock is trading into a range. no major buying is being seen. The volume is muted. So overall, above 6068, there will be a good buying coming ahead. So 6068 will be the entry point. The stop loss will be around 5,590, and the upward momentum can be seen around 6,738 levels. Again, talking about the momentum front, the momentum looks good. The RSI is making higher low formation. It is near to its resistance. So price moving above 6068, we'll see RSI also going upward. Then talking about on the EMA front, a good setup has been seen at near 50 EMA. The stock is taking a good formation near 50 EMA. So we might see the stock taking support of 50 EMA in coming days as well.
All right, all right. So with that, Prashant Apse and Kunal Kamble, we have run out of time. But thank you so much for joining this edition of Ask Profit and answering all the queries of our viewers with such patience. And viewers, do note that we're live with Ask Profit both in the morning as well as in the evening. So you can continue to write your WhatsApp queries to us and also call us when we're live. But till then, stay tuned to NDTV Profit as we have a lot more lined up for you right on the other side.
Imports become the exception rather than the norm, and increasingly we do almost last year, for example, of the contracts that we signed of record 2,09,000 crores, 81% was awarded to the domestic industry. Our intent is to manufacture in India, preferably with design also in India.
I am so elated to be on the same screen as the Defense Secretary, and I get a chance to talk about what he said.
In certain areas, like for example, artillery guns and armored vehicles, or in some categories of missiles like the BrahMos and the Akash, we've come of age.
What Defense Secretary Sir said is 100% true, and today private industry can really increase their involvement in R&D.
I am very proud to say that we make, in our categories that we have been supplying to our defense forces, some of the best platforms in the world.
The markets move fast.
And so should your portfolio. Expert insights, real-time stock picks.
Do I buy Ola?
Should I hold ICICI for the long term? Buy, sell or hold?
The answers you need, straight from the experts.
Callers from India and across the world. Connect live, ask, decide and invest wisely.
Your portfolio, your future. Ask Profit.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What is the real picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know Your Company, powered by NDTV Profit Research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers.
Imports become the exception rather than the norm, and increasingly we do almost last year, for example, of the contracts that we signed of record 2,09,000 crores, 81% was awarded to the domestic industry. Our intent is to manufacture in India, preferably with design also in India.
I am so elated to be on the same screen as the Defense Secretary, and I get a chance to talk about what he said.
In certain areas, like for example, artillery guns and armored vehicles, or in some categories of missiles like the BrahMos and the Akash, we've come of age.
What Defense Secretary Sir said is 100% true. And today private industry can really increase their involvement in R&D.
I am very proud to say that we make in our categories that we have been supplying to our defense forces some of the best platforms in the world.
The markets move fast.
And so should your portfolio. Expert insights, real-time stock picks.
Indian equity indices end on a strong note with Nifty above the 25,600 mark amid buying across the sectors. Among sectors except IT and realty, all other indices end in the green with capital goods, healthcare, oil and gas, power, telecom, PSU Bank up by 0.5 to 1%. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq both open higher, each rising by 0.2%, while the Dow Jones climbs as well. The S&P reaches a fresh record as optimism over US-China trade agreements and the prospect of Federal Reserve rate cuts buoys sentiment. JSW Paints enters into definitive agreements to acquire up to 74.76% stake in AkzoNobel India Limited from AkzoNobel NB and its affiliates. It's an NDTV Profit exclusive. Sources say a clutch of lenders led by State Bank of India are yet to firm up plans to finance telecom player Vodafone Idea with a 25,000 crore loan. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman chairs a meeting with public sector bank chiefs to review the performance of the PSU lenders. This was the first formal meeting between the FM and the bank chiefs since RBI's recent rate cuts. Sources tell NDTV Profit the process of legal scrubbing of the India-UK Free Trade Agreement text is progressing at a fast pace and the pact is expected to be signed by the end of July. Tata Power formally applies to expand its electricity distribution network across Maharashtra to cover not just Mumbai but Pune, Nashik and Sambhajinagar. The Adani Group is named the fastest growing Indian brand this year. According to a report by Brand Finance, the group's brand value rose by a sharp 82%. Good evening, you're watching Profit 360 on NDTV Profit. I'm Sanjana. Along the next 30 minutes, we're going to bring you the latest in markets as well as national and international news. So let's take a look at how the markets fared in India today. Indices ended the session on a high with the Nifty closing at a 9-month high. NSE listed companies added 3.2 lakh crore rupees in investor wealth. Nifty Oil and Gas ended as the top sectoral gainer led by Adani Total Gas. Nifty Realty declined for the second day in a row to end as the top sectoral loser. My colleague Puneet has the full market roundup.
Well, it was a very strong end to Friday as well as for this week for both the Nifty as well as the Bank Nifty. It's been a very strong session with moves across the benchmark indices as well, with specifically on the Nifty 50 ending above the 25,600 level, almost a level that was unimaginable at the start of this week. Largely, the resistance level, which is in the topper range, has been 25,500. So closing above that level has been a key positive. On the Nifty Bank, it's crossed the much-awaited support range of 55,500 by a mile now, and it's closed above 57,200 for the whole week. We've also seen that the Nifty clocked its best weekly gains for the first time in almost the last 6 weeks. So a very strong bullish momentum seen on the Nifty. Both the Nifty and the Sensex gained almost 2% for the week, led by the financial services as well as the Nifty Metal as well. And specifically, the Nifty Metal ended as the highest gainer in terms of sectors. So definitely one of the key benchmarks in this particular week. We've also seen the Nifty Media also gain 4% for this particular week, which is similar to what Nifty Metal did. So those are the two most outperforming benchmarks among others. Adani Enterprises ended with gains of 8% for this week, ending amongst the top gainers, while the Nifty Small Cap has also gained almost 4.3% in this particular week, largely signifying both the benchmarks and the broader markets had a very, very stupendous week.